Why are power of sales usually listed for a lower value? It's not that they're listed at lower value. If my house is reasonably worth $700,000 today, a power of sale is being purchased as is, where is, whereas any other property in the market isn't, generally speaking. And so if the house is worth $700,000 under a power of sale, it might be worth $675, $680. There may be a bit of a shave on the purchase price based on market value because the property is being purchased as is and where is. Whereas if I buy from an actual seller, they'll warrant the chattels, the fixtures, so on and so forth. They'll tell me about the property and I have assurances from them. Whereas the bank, they haven't occupied the property, they don't know anything about it, and so they're not going to give you any information. They're going to tell you the property is being purchased as is, where is, and that's it.